tenderize that Philly meat real good.
Tenderize that Philly meat real good.
Tenderize that Philly meat real good. New. How order.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie Tee, here on behalf of the NFC East Super Friends, bringing you around the NFC East in week number 4 in the National Football League. So, week number 4 was interesting for a multitude of reasons in the NFC East. Give me about 10-15 minutes to explain. We had our first real big NFC East contest. We were supposed to have one in week 1. We know how that went. So this game against Philadelphia and Washington was going to be big. First place was on the line. If Washington was to win the game, they'd be tied for first place with the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas would also be tied with the win over the Patriots later that day. And the Giants had an opportunity to get back to 500 on Monday Night Football versus the Seattle Seahawks. But first, we start with Washington and Philadelphia. What a game it was. This is what the NFC East is all about. This is what it's supposed to look like. Not that shit we got in week 1 with Dallas and the Giants. This is what it's supposed to look like. This game was fantastic start to finish. I got to say this right off the top. Damn, Jalen Hurts was magnificent in this game. He made every single big throw. Every single moment when the Eagles needed him most, he stepped up and provided them with exactly what they needed. Arthur Juan Brown was also magnificent in this game. 9 catches, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was unguardable at times in this game. And he took advantage of a youngin', man, a nice little puppy. And he blessed him like he was supposed to. I mean, the Eagles, credit to them for going after the youngin' Emmanuel Forbes and blessing him over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And Hurts, again, he didn't miss. When he got opportunities for the most part, he did not miss. Some critical throws, like a third down late in the fourth quarter with an opportunity to win the game. He hits Alameda Zaccheaus on a 3rd and 6, and you just go, wow. I mean, 2 defenders right there. He threads the needle. I mean, that's why he was second, in the runner-up in the MVP voting. It's games like this that kind of remind you of how good he can be. On the other side, though, not too shabby himself, one Mr. Sam Howell put on a show and put the rest of the NFC East on notice. Like, if y'all ain't know, now you know. It's NHO. And, I thought the Eagles, and I talked about this week 1 when I did this with you guys, about Nick Sirianni being too damn aggressive for his own good. It didn't bite him in the ass in week 1. It should have. It almost bit him in the ass here. It should have in week number 4, because they essentially had an opportunity, did the Eagles, and they trust their kicker, Jake Elliott, and why not? He's one of the better kickers in the NFL. Won NFC Special Teams Player of the Week for his 54-yard game-winning field goal, and he was 4 for 4 in the game against Washington. So he was spectacular. You trust him, right? So if you trust your kicker to put it through the uprights, you got Washington essentially by the scrotum. All you have to do is run the football. Washington's going to use their single remaining timeout. You're going to burn the clock down to roughly 12 seconds, and you kick the field goal and you win the game 27-24. Instead, for reasons unknown and unbeknownst to me, he decides to go double move on the rookie and put him out of his misery one final time in the game. But in doing so, he left a minute 46 left on the clock, and Washington still had a timeout remaining. So it's plenty of time. It's almost as if they said, hey, they got Sam Howell. They ain't scoring the touchdown. We good, right? Okay, cool. When they scored the touchdown, I literally said, oh, they just lost the game. They don't know who they fooling with. They just lost the goddamn own game. And sure enough, Sam took it right down the field, and with 2 seconds left, delivered a touchdown strike to Jahan Dotson with no time left on the clock. And Washington, instead of going for 2, which is what I would have done, I would have went for the jugular right then and there. Either we win in the game or we lose in the game right now, but we're not going to overtime. And I was pissed because I know if the Eagles were in that situation, they would have went for 2. They weren't going to overtime in that situation. They were going to go and try to win the game right then and there. And that's what we should have done. But, our coach has shown us over the years, he's not about that life anymore. He had this nickname Riverboat Ron, and he's rolling the dice. He don't roll that shit no more. It came up snake eyes on him in 2020 when he went for 2 against the Giants and lost the game 20-19. And since then, he's been scared. Scared money don't make money. And he was scared. If you're scared, say you're scared. And he's scared. And so we went to overtime and got the ball first. And Sam was ready to do those boys. And Reed Blankenship, his damn forearm was in the way. Terry's going to get that other foot down. A lot of people think that his foot was down in bounds anyway. I'm not here to debate whether it was or wasn't. They called it out of bounds. If they would have called it inbounds, it would have remained inbounds. They called it out of bounds. There was no visual proof to overturn that call. I'm not mad at it. I'm not glad at it, but I'm not mad at it. Eagles got the football, and they proceeded to drive it down the field, converted some crucial 4th downs, a big 3rd down, and Hurts made a good throw. Poor coverage by Jack Del Rio on 3rd and 17 when all the Eagles need is about 7 or 8 yards to get in the field goal range. You're playing 9-10 yards off with your corners and safeties. It's asinine. They get an 8-yard gain and they get the field goal range that they need. And Elliott comes on, knocks home the 54-yarder. God bless and good night. Eagles remain undefeated. Washington, valiant effort, but as a wise woman once said, almost doesn't count. Almost doesn't count. Washington's 2-2 on the season. Eagles 4-0. We see those same Eagles in 3 weeks. I don't think they'll be undefeated by the time they get to us. But honestly, I don't want them to be, because I want that next game against Washington to be for first place. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I surmise that they'll have a loss by the time we get to them. If they continue to play the same kind of defense they played in this game and have played for much of the season. But again, we shall see. I think Dolphins will get them. That's the team I think that's going to get them. I don't see them losing to the Rams. I know they're not losing to the Jets. It's the Dolphins that I think can exploit that defense. You know what's funny too? I got to say this. I was saving it. I got to say this. Eagles fans, you guys keep telling me over and over again, we haven't played our best game yet and we're undefeated. We still haven't played our best football. What if this is your best football? Have you thought about that? Has that crossed your mind? What if this is your defense this season? Kaiser White isn't coming back. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson isn't coming back. Avonte Maddox ain't coming back this season. What if this is as good as your defense gets? What if Jolly Rancher Job is the best you got as a 3rd corner this year? You consider this might be who you are? Just a thought. The Vikings could have hung 40 on you if they didn't turn it over 19 times. The Patriots, who scored 3 points against Dallas, scored 20 points against you. And we put up 31. We scored 4 touchdowns. We were 4 of 5 in the red zone against your defense. You sure this isn't who you are? I'm asking for a friend. Anyway, good win. That's a hell of a win by the Eagles, and they remain undefeated. Next up on the slate for them, they head to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Cooper Kupp might be back. I don't think it's going to be enough, but if your defense looks anything like it's looked for much of this season, if they can protect Stafford, that's going to be the key. I don't know if they can protect Stafford against your front or not, but if they can protect Stafford with Cooper Kupp coming back and Puka Nacua doing what he's doing, I could see you getting another 27-30 hung on your head, but I can see the Rams also giving up 34 to your offense. So I still expect you to win next week. Anyway, I digress. Moving right along, Washington, quick turnaround Thursday Night Football. They'll be hosting the Chicago Bears and looking to get back on track. After starting the season 2-0, they're now 2-2, looking to get back in the win column. Dallas hosted the New England Patriots in the 4 o'clock hour on Sunday, and man, that was impressive. Right now, the Cowboys are the most complete team in the division from this standpoint. I don't trust their offense right now. And that's the one thing that's kind of holding me back from saying, hey, Dallas is the most complete team in this division. I still think that's Philadelphia. But their defense is better than anybody else's in the division. And right now, that's not even up for debate. Now the question is, do they have the best defense in football? because it's not a fluke. 0 points for the Giants. 10 for the Jets? What was it, 10, right, for the Jets? And now 3 for the Patriots? Yeah. And, Arizona, I think they overlooked the Cardinals. I think they came into that game thinking, we just got to show up. Those boys are going to lay down, and we'll take care of them nice and easy. And they had another thing coming. But this is who they are. They play defense. They fly to the football. They harass the shit out of Mac Jones. The mickety Mac. Bow the mickety Mac. Got his ass whooped in this game. Picked off twice. Fumbled, scoop and score a touchdown. Pick 6 to Deron Bland. You name it, the Cowboys did. They even faked an extra point and got a 2-point conversion. Belichick being uber aggressive off that edge, blocked a field goal against the Dolphins on a Sunday night a couple weeks ago. And so the Cowboys used that aggressiveness against them, faked an extra point. Even their special teams is on 10 right now. They blocked a field goal in week 1 against the Giants and ran it back for a touchdown. They're faking extra points for 2-point conversions. I mean, the Cowboys, everything except their offense. Old Daiquiri right now is being spoon-fed like a baby. What's the completion? The completion percentage has to be up over 75 right now, right? He's got to be completing it at a 74, 75, 76% clip, because everything is at or behind the line of scrimmage. They're treating him like he's a freshman quarterback in college. The ones where they're completing it at a 72% clip, but then you watch the game and it's 18 bubble screens, 5 hitches, and 9 slants, and they're not doing anything else, right? That's pretty much Dallas's offense right now. Dak's not even giving progressions opportunities to reveal themselves. It's nope, check down. Oh, bubble screen out in the flats. Hitch to one of the receivers. I think CeeDee Lamb, 4 catches with 28 yards or some shit like that, 36 yards. Brandon Cooks, 3 catches, 4 catches, 24 yards. I think he threw it to the running back, Tony Pollard, 3 or 4 times. I think your leading receiver was Ferguson, the tight end, in this game, and his numbers weren't all that gaudy. Everybody's average is low. Why? Because everything is short and right around the line of scrimmage. That's why Dak is 28 of 34, right? High completion percentage throws. Nothing challenging. He looks like he's year 2 Dak, not year 8 or 9 or whatever year he's in Dak. It's actually comical to watch it. Now, I will say, it has been effective until you get to the red zone, where you were 1 of 4 after being 1 of 5 last week. Your defense ain't going to score touchdowns every damn week. Keep going 1-4 or 1 for 4, 1 for 5 in the red zone and not play New England. Try that shit against San Francisco this week and see how it works out for you. Try to 1 for 4 or 1 for 5 in the red zone then. You better start throwing the ball down the damn field. Anyway, it was a dominant performance. Man, that defense is good. I can't wait till Dan Quinn carries his ass and gets a job somewhere. I'm sick of his ass because he's got this defense believing in themselves, and damn, he's good and they're good. 38-3 shellacking of the New England Patriots. Harassed the shit out of Mac Jones to the point where his ass got benched, and it was Zappy hour. And worst Belichick loss in his career in New England. Ouch. Eagles or Cowboys are now 3-1 on the season, and they got a massive showdown with the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday Night Football. Bart Scott, can't wait. That is going to be a fantastic game. As a matter of fact, to this point of the season, that to me is probably the best matchup we've gotten all season long, especially on primetime television. That's going to be one. Get your popcorn ready. And then there's the Giants. The old Bishop Sycamore Giants. What more can I say that I haven't already said? I don't like kicking a man while he's down. I've already done that with the Giants. I've got so much ammunition. I'm not going to use it. It's already, the Giants are already down bad. Okay. And it doesn't get much worse than the performance they put on Monday night. After getting blanked 40-0 in week 1 at home, they followed that up with another home pathetic performance. This time losing to the Seattle Seahawks 24, I think was it 24 or 27? I think it was 24-3. God, they are bad. Daniel Jones sucks. Yeah, the offensive line sucks, but Daniel Jones doesn't make the situation any better. And the exchange between he and his head coach, Brian Daboll, tells you all you need to know about what he feels about Daniel Jones's play in the game on Monday night. He goes over to him, shows him the tablet of 2 open receivers, and then throws it to the side. Daniel Jones was awful, and he was flustered, and you could tell that the pressure was getting to him. He was sacked 11 times. He turned the ball over 3 times. One scooped up and run into Giants territory inside the 10-yard line, which led to a touchdown. The other, a pick 6, run back 97 yards for a touchdown. Man, it was rough. And you know what the crazy part was? A lot of people forget this because of how the game ended. The Giants were literally one play away from, whether that was a field goal or a touchdown, they were one play away from cutting that to a 1-score game. For as bad as they had played for much of the night, Seattle hadn't done anything to distance themselves in that game. And all Daniel Jones had to do was not turn it over. Even if they didn't score a touchdown, they kick a field goal, they're down 14-6. And they're right in that game. With a hobbled Geno Smith and an opportunity to steal a game they have no business being in. And then Daniel Jones. It's funny because last year, Daniel Jones, he fooled the Giants into giving him a contract. He got him. he got him good. And they can't get out of it. And they're stuck. And he had transformed himself into something other than Daniel Jones last year. He morphed back into Daniel Jones this year. And he's back to being Daniel Garbage Can Juice Jones. And I'd love to say that I feel bad for Giants fans, but I don't. Here's what I feel bad for. And being embarrassed on primetime television, it sucks. I've been there many, many, many times. That sucks. But I don't feel bad for them being 1-3. And they're going to be 1-4 because they got the Dolphins on the road this week. And then they're going to be 1-5 because they have the Giants on Sunday Night Football in Orchard Park after that. Ouch and ouch. So the Giants season is pretty much over. You can start talking draft now. That's okay. It's allowed. Nothing worse than having your shit ended in October. In early October at that. But as a wise man once told me, there's always next year. Anyway, that's going to do it for me, your man Louie Tee, here on Around the NFC East. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Tenderize that Philly meat real good.
Tenderize that Philly meat real good.
Tenderize that Philly meat real good.